Glow poster, I mean, there were other poster companies in the country. I think they may have been maybe 5 or 6 at the most, I guess. But the Globe had, even from the beginning, was quite unique in how they set up their posters. And it became, our style became very popular. And also it was, like Bob said earlier, it was a cheap way of advertising for the promoter. Our company started in 1929, and of course that was the year of the stock market crash. And what really kept our business going was that we did a lot of carnival work, advertising different carnivals in the not only in the area but in the country. And carnivals were a poor man's way of entertaining his family. I mean, you know, for a couple of pennies they could just about do anything at the carnival. So that really got us through that. And of course then we went into the orchestra work as well. But I think what really made our posters extremely popular was the amount of artwork we did to make a poster visible to the public. And of course the more visible, the easier to read, made the show more popular. I mean, posters had to be read in seconds, especially if you were in a car and had a stop sign or a traffic light. You would have to read that in just a matter of a couple minutes. So we made sure that, at least hopefully we did, we tried to make sure that the poster would be extremely visible for the general public.
My answer is that it's one of a kind. There never was before, there has never been one since, and there will never be another poster company like Globe. And what poster company that you know that wears this color? All their posters were very bright. This is one of their favorite colors, what I'm wearing.
Blaze orange.
Blaze orange.
I also think that a lot of it has to do with, we stretch from generation to generation. So a lot of the kids will become grown-ups, and the grown-ups will become older adults, and I think because of that, and people saw them for so long, that it was pretty much a great way of talking about the history. So I think it's because of our longevity. And you know, they talked about why they liked them, but the longevity, I think, brings a lot to the fact that Globe survived for so long and through the different ones. Plus, one of the things a lot of people didn't know, we were a true job shop, and a true job shop meant that anybody that comes in that door, we're going to print for. We're going to do something. And so that was bumper stickers for NASCAR, the circus posters, carnival posters. We have hand carvings with the name Jimmy Stewart on there, Betty Davis. So they were probably the old movie theater posters that we used to do. We used to do posters. We used to get a lot of posters from other printers, and we used to do imprints for all the movie theaters and all. We had one for what a big gorilla that was on the show. What was that?
Andre the Giant?
No, that was the guy. That was the gorilla. Who was the big gorilla?
Oh, the gorilla.
King Kong. There you go. Yeah, it was I think it was 1937. We had a King Kong poster with the opening and everything. So I think it's because of longevity and what we stood for, and and as Mr. Pryor would say, it's one of a kind.
Yeah, I mean, as your wall text points out really well in the exhibition that you'll see when this is over, that incredible design at a time when music was really popping. I mean, these posters were a great match for that classic R&B, and then all of the genres that sort of spilled out of that, you know, hip hop, go-go, funk music. And as far as the cultural standing with these posters, I really learned it firsthand as far as the reaction by giving them as gifts to people that I would interview. I do a lot of freelance writing and would interview a lot of musicians. So, depending on who I was interviewing, I would run down the globe and say, hey, I'm interviewing so-and-so, can I get a poster to give as a gift? And it worked. Just like with editors, it worked every single time. So, when I interviewed Ike Turner at his house in San Diego, I brought an Ike Turner poster. And breaking the ice with Ike Turner is a good thing. And being on his good side, that's a good thing. When I interviewed Solomon Burke in Los Angeles, I flew out there, had like an hour with him in the Hilton Hotel, but I walked in with a Globe poster. First thing I did was hand it to him and said, this is from the Cicero's and Globe poster. He looked at it, lit up, looked at me and said, come over here and give me a hug. We were golden after that. And in fact, when we finished, he called his valet, he's very old school, he called his valet, Isaac, I think his name was, who was sort of like around the corner. And Isaac popped out, like stood at attention in a suit, and Solomon said, have a fruit basket sent to John's room. And I think that fruit basket was actually for the Ciceros, and not for me. And really, it's worked with everybody. The John Spencer Blues Explosion, Questlove, From the Roots. Thanks to these guys, and thanks to the cultural importance, really, of Globe Poster. It has opened the doors for me in many, many ways. And actually, MICA is starting to learn this too. In the film, as Pryor says, that Globe Poster is an eye-opener. It's actually a door-opener, in addition to being an eye-opener. It's opened doors to me, like I said, from publications from Rolling Stone to publications in Europe, to people like Questlove and Ike Turner. And we're already seeing, with this Globe collection being at MICA, it's turned up at exhibitions at the Corcoran. There's this great show. They just did a Sanrio Hello Kitty poster this year. So the folks at MICA really need to, I think they do understand, and and I can't wait to see what doors are going to open in the future as a result of their acquiring this collection.
You actually have some